Hello, I'm Russ Jones, the Acting Auditor General of British Columbia. I'd like to give you an overview of a report being released from my office today, June 2nd, 2020. We looked at the Provincial Nominee Program with a focus on the immigration stream for skilled workers. Government predicts BC will need over 800,000 workers between now and 2029 to fill predicted labor shortages. Predictions are that approximately 30% will be filled by newcomers to BC. Many other jurisdictions face the same challenge. In order to address those needs, immigration is essential. Now, I would like to point out that immigration is typically a federal responsibility, but through the PNP, nominees apply directly to the province. The program is a valued tool helping the ministry select skilled people to support economic growth in the province. So it is critical that the ministry takes steps to ensure that all nominees meet the program criteria in order to maintain the program's integrity and achieve its goals. We decided to audit two key aspects of the program: how effectively the ministry managed the program's performance, and the ministry's assessment and mitigation of the risk of fraud, misrepresentation, and corruption. The goal was to provide an unbiased assessment as well as recommendations to improve the overall outcomes for the economy and the people of BC. You can see and download the complete and detailed report by clicking on the link in this video description. Now, I'd like to talk to you about key findings and opportunities for improvement. First, thank you to the staff of the Ministry of Jobs, Economic Development and Competitiveness for their cooperation working with us during the pandemic, demonstrating genuine commitment to making a good program better. We looked at how effectively the ministry managed the performance of the program. We found the ministry was indeed managing the program to address the labor market needs, and nominees were contributing to the economy. However, there are opportunities for improvement with respect to setting targets and assessing program design. For instance, although the ministry's primary success measure was filling the province's nomination quota, this was just one way to define success. A more comprehensive suite of measures and related targets would help them better fully assess their performance. In terms of program design, we found the ministry had monitored program results. However, they didn't fully assess whether the economic results were attributable to the program design. Data analysis from the current case management system could provide insights. However, we found a number of data quality issues. We then looked at whether the ministry had assessed the risk of fraud, misrepresentation, and corruption. The value of a structured risk assessment is that it prompts the organization to proactively turn its full attention to identifying, understanding, and prioritizing fraud risks. We found the ministry had not adequately assessed and mitigated risks that could impact the integrity of the program. While the ministry had set up safeguards in many areas, such as due diligence in reviewing applications, post-nomination follow-up, and sanctions for misrepresentation, there were still gaps. We found a lack of comprehensive risk assessment to know if the safeguards were sufficient, gaps in the safeguards, and inconsistent monitoring to ensure that the safeguards were applied. In order to meet tomorrow's workforce demands, the ministry should be taking steps to ensure all nominees meet the program criteria. They need to maintain the program's integrity and achieve its goals. Here are the 4 recommendations we made to the ministry. And as I said earlier, our full report contains more details. On performance management, the ministry needs to define key measures and targets for the BC Provincial Nominee Program to track progress in meeting labor market needs and supporting economic development. Assess the effectiveness of the Skills Immigration Streams program design, and improve data collection for performance analysis. On fraud and misrepresentation, the ministry needs to develop a fraud risk management framework consistent with good practice, including conducting a fraud risk assessment, ensuring necessary safeguards in place, monitoring safeguard effectiveness, and taking action to address deficiencies. I am pleased to say that the ministry is already taking steps to enhance program integrity and begun work on our recommendations. As we look to the economic recovery of BC and the rest of the world, the role of designated programs to encourage skilled immigrants to choose our province is an important part of that recovery and growth. The provincial nominee program lets BC influence the skills and experience that new British Columbians bring to the workforce. Economists tell us we face significant labor and skill shortages in key areas of our economy. It is important for the ministry to get this right. Thanks for watching. The Office of the Auditor General operates as a nonpartisan and independent office reporting directly to the Legislative Assembly. We are proud to work on behalf of British Columbians to improve how government delivers services. I have a few questions you could ask the ministry as a follow-up. You'll see them in the next slide.